Today is the 5th day of May, and Kai is all Abaconian, 10th generation Abaconian. And when I saw what happened with my brothers in Abaco, when the Prime Minister said at 9 o'clock, you have to be off the streets of the Bahamas. And they were locked in a building. And the police came in and violated them, their constitutional rights, disrespect the Prime Minister direct order, the police. That is why I said, and the people of the Bahamas say, the most corrupt entity in the Bahamas is the police force. The police put them in jail, take them out of locked up as the Prime Minister. Does the police force has more power than this Prime Minister? Obviously so. Because they took them out, all them police there. Neither one of them had a brain. Even the superintendent of police down there, Robert Simmons. Robert Simmons know better. And then they talk to them like they're dogs when they got them by the police station like they were breaking the law. The police broke the law. Disrespect the Prime Minister's direct order. And went the next day before court. I blame my boys because they ought not have pleaded guilty because they weren't guilty. But today, they have a huge lawsuit against this government, this FNM government, and the police force under Article 26 of the Constitution. But let's back a little bit. The Prime Minister said Dwayne Sands was wrong. Everybody in the country knows he's wrong. He's gone. The Prime Minister's still here. Nobody can benefit from crime. That's what the Constitution says. So then, everybody that is being arrested and have been charged for breaking the law has a lawsuit against this FNM government. Because the law says that everybody should be treated equal. Did my boys in Abaco that went through Hurricane Dorian, were they treated fairly when they were taken out of a locked up place and locked up in jail? Was the Haitian treated fairly? Did they break laws of the country? Did the Prime Minister have the rights to tell immigration, let them go? No. Prime Minister doesn't have that authority. Dwayne Sands said he was wrong. So the law is still be broken. Nobody should benefit from the procedure of crime. The 6 people that were let into this country illegally, they are benefiting from crime because they are here illegally. To date, they're still in Nassau, but they have not been prosecuted. They have not been brought before the courts. They are not in this country legally. They are benefiting from crime by entering here illegally. And guess what? They are still here illegally. And they have not been arrested. Today is the 5th day. Because the severity of them coming here illegally has caused an important minister a doctor, and you know you need doctors under this COVID-19, and the penalty was so severe for them entering illegally that a doctor in this useless, weightless, no good F&M government had to resign because he was weightless. But guess what? Because of his action, the reaction is that these people are still here illegally and still have not been brought before the court. When my boys in Abaco, second day, less than 24 hours, they were hauled out like cattle before the magistrates without any mercy. 1,500 for people that went through a hurricane. These people use false pretenses to enter this country. The minister didn't even know how many of them. So obviously, they were committing a crime to act like there was only 2 of them. But during the investigation, they found out that there were 6 of them. But today, they are still not in this country legally. They are here illegal. It is a crime that's being committed every day. And they are proceeding from crime by riding around and talking about they're locked up. They need to be locked up and charged. By these people not being locked up, the government has discriminated against Bahamian because of color and creed. The creed is the Haitians, that 30 of them that was out in the elements were in charge for breaking curfew and illegal entry. That's 2 huge charges. Neither one of them was leveled on them because of their creed. Then you have these expatriates. Because of their color, they have not been charged, have not been brought before the court. When Bahamians, full-born Bahamians in the Bahamas, were brought before the court less than 24 hours for being locked in a building, and the police asked them to open the door. They opened the door, and they were hauled in 2 vehicles and immediately locked up, the next day charged. How can this be in this country called the Bahamas, a country of laws? So obviously, under Article 26 of the Constitution, you cannot discriminate. And it's obvious that my boys in Abaco put before any competent judge, they have a case, a winnable case, because the government, as high as the Prime Minister, has discriminated against them by charging them and let the 30 Haitians that were out, disrespecting the lockdown and illegal entry, were let go. The expatriates came as disguised to bring some goods, didn't tell the government the numbers, didn't enter legally as of today, and as of today, they have not been brought before the court. So the government is discriminating against Bahamians and expatriates, and 30 Haitians are roaming free in the Bahamas illegally. So in essence, the only person that can give permission to enter this country legally is the Prime Minister. So there has been a constitutional breach. Who in this F&M government gonna get it right by collecting those 30 Haitians in Abaco that's roaming, illegal entry, disrespecting the lockdown, and these 6 expatriates that are roaming free in Nassau, whom the Prime Minister, as of today, haven't give them entry. See, you can't make a first impression the second time. They're already here. So the Prime Minister can't give them permission to be here legally anymore. They're already illegal. And they're going to continue to be illegal until they get proper permission to be here. And they ought to be locked up, just like my boys in Abaco. And the Prime Minister ought not be discriminating against raw-boned Bahamians. It's one of these early morning wake up with Kai, letting the world know that this Prime Minister and this government is breaching the constitutional rights of Bahamians. Bahamians that are dying and broke and can't pay the hotel fare in America for over 6 weeks, begging the Prime Minister, begging Dwayne Sands to come into the Bahamas, and neither Bahamians could fly into Nassau, Bahamas, when these people, not Bahamians, are on the soil today, and they've entered illegally, so much that it cost a minister in this FNM government to resign. And these people, to date, haven't been brought before the courts. Kai cares, he's watching, he's waiting for the law to take its course, and for the government of the Bahamas to stop discriminating and violating Article 26 of our Constitution, when the Prime Minister could violate your constitutional right. There goes your country. Kai Case, you're live with Kai on WCAY.